WISER, the Women's Institute for Secure Retirement, our mission is to really make women aware of the opportunities that are out there and the barriers to having any kind of a secure economic future, and making sure that they take every opportunity that comes along, and they know what the problems are, and that they're not, using their money for things that they're going to need in the future. Well, I think what happens is that women do so many things, especially with families, work, kids, all of it, grandparents, taking care of a lot of different people, neighbors maybe, that what happens is that they don't take the time to sit down and say, where am I, what's going to happen to me, what do I have for retirement? They sit on the couch at the end of the day and go whoosh, that they got through the day. And so a big piece of preparing for the future means taking stock, and that's why I always try to use the fact of the day that the Social Security statement comes in the door, that's a time to say, put something on the calendar and say, either for yourself or for your spouse, we need to sit down and talk about this. The annual Social Security statement comes to every person, I think over age 25, it's still got that limit, and it comes 3 months before your birthday, and it projects your benefits for the future. And you get that until you start taking your Social Security, and it's a great way to assess what you will have in retirement. It's an easy way to look at, this is what I'll get in Social Security, and what am I living on today, and what's the gap between those two numbers, and will that be the same gap, by the time I'm going to retire.
And if there is a gap, you need to do something about it.
You need to do something. And what it is that there are a lot of times people have saved some money, or they know they're going to get some money from maybe a small pension. That can all be added in. But it's the sit down with yourself that can change your own gap.
One of your points is that women in particular don't get enough information or advice soon enough to make good decisions. What do you advise that people need to do in that area?
Well, I think that the decisions that you make throughout your lifetime, and we have a booklet that's pretty helpful in that regard, and it's called 7 Life-Defining Decisions, and it's really all along the life cycle. If you're thinking, how is this going to impact my future, rather than, I just need to do this to get through the day. And so I think that women need to pay attention to the benefits that they have at their work, and get the information not 20 minutes before you're leaving your job. Let me see what I'm going to have. You need to have that information sooner, so that you can make choices and make better choices. And the stories that we've heard over and over and over again from people are, they're leaving their job and they say, but I thought I was this, or I thought I had that, or I thought it was 5-year vesting, but it's 6-year vesting. Having a right to the employer's contributions to your retirement plan. So that they're not really aware of when they're eligible to get that. And you need to do that before you're leaving that job. You need to know it's secure.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the statistics with respect to lower and moderate income women in terms of poverty in old age. Some of the numbers are quite shocking, and I think most people don't really understand them or know about them. Can you just talk a little bit about what the statistics tell us about what people are experiencing?
Well, what happens to Latina women is that they basically retire into poverty. Their Social Security benefit is less than the poverty level, and with African American women, they're almost at the poverty level. It's worse for Latina women, and you sort of look at what women earn throughout their lifetime, and Latina women earn even less than what African American women do. So I think it's really important. That's one of the, that's what we've tried to do with the Administration on Aging, to really get to that population of people and provide education. And truly, it's amazing. I mean, we all know that it's really hard for, you're telling people who can barely make it through the day that you've got to try to save something. But when people have the information, at least there's the hope that they'll make better choices down the road, that if they get education or they might look for different opportunities that if they don't know about, they'll just keep going down the same road. And so I think it's really important. We've done enough of these demonstration projects to know that even really low-income women can save something, and we've seen that over and over again. The problem is that a lot of times what happens is some medical event occurs, and that's where the money goes, so it's not really there for the future. But, you know, at least you're helping people, you know, pay attention to what those issues are.